So we're going to have a look at another exercise which we're going to do first of all without the lead, and then we're going to develop it further by adding the lead. So to start with, we're just going to get our dog recalling to us and coming back to a position which you might refer to as heel, or I call with me for Ollie. So I'm just going to throw a treat out, let him have a chance to eat it. Once he's eaten it, I'm going to call his name, Ollie, and then I'm going to lure him with the treat back to the position that I want. So you're going to do that a few times until you get the action fluent. Your dog knows what you want of him. Ollie, he's coming back. So now that I've got the movement fluid, I can add my cue. So if you're doing this with a puppy, you're going to have to do it quite a few more times before you get that fluidity. So out goes the treat. Ollie, with me, good boy. So now I'm going to add the lead. So this is where the exercise changes a little. So instead of throwing out a treat, we're going to take a couple of steps forward. Now, as long as Ollie stays by my side and doesn't start to pull in front or behind or whichever he might do, then I'm going to carry on walking. If you're doing this with your dog and you get tension in the lead because your dog's walked out in front of you, then just stand still, wait for your dog to make eye contact with you, and then just lure them back in the same way as we did without the lead. So we're not throwing the treat out again anymore, we're just luring them back in should we have the need to. So I'm going to use my cues that I use for walking, which is let's go. So Ollie, let's go. Oh, good boy. And he's coming along with me now. But should he be in front of me and pulling now, I would stop. I'd stop and I'd wait for Ollie to look at me, which he's done now. And then I'm just going to lure him back like I did when we hadn't got the lead. Okay. So I'm going to start walking again. Let's go. Ollie's still with me, so I'm going to mark and reward that. Good boy, Ollie. Yay, good boy, Ollie. So we're going to take it back again. Let's go. Good boy, Ollie. So if your dog's pulling at this point, you just stand still, and then instead of marking and rewarding that, you'd lure them back into the position so you've got a loose lead again and they're learning where you want them to walk. Okay, so this is a really good exercise to get your dog to know where they should be when they're on the lead. But if you use it for too long, what you're actually doing is rewarding them going out and then coming back in. So look for the opportunity to reward your dog for staying next to you. So if you get 3 steps and he's next to you, don't wait for the point where the dog's going to pull and then reward them when you lure them back in. You then need to switch it up a bit so that you're actually rewarding them for walking beside you. So I'll just take Ollie back here this way a little bit. So I'm going to throw a treat out so that Ollie actually pulls on the lead, because otherwise he won't. So if I throw that treat out and Ollie goes to find it, Olls, there it is. He's now on the pulling on the lead. So when I reward him for coming back into me, if I'm continually doing that, I can set up a reward cycle, which in Ollie's head means if I go out and pull, Mum gives me a treat to bring me back in. So once your dog is starting to walk a few steps beside you, be quick to reward that, so you don't have to lure them back in again, and you get out of that trap that it is. I suppose it is a trap that if you carry on rewarding for pulling out and then coming back in, the dog can learn to think that that's the right thing to do. So just to explain that again, if you take a step or two forward with your dog, let's go, Ollie, and he's with you, take the opportunity to reward them. But if they do pull, don't reward them for pulling. Use a treat to lure them back into the position that you want them to walk in. So you've got your slack lead again. If your dog gets to the point where you're managing to do 1, 2, 3, let's go, Ollie, steps together, don't wait for the opportunity for him to pull, reward him while you've got the loose lead. Okay, I hope that makes sense.